How's it going, everyone? Got a lot to talk about in this video. Tom Henderson posts an update on PlayStation's Project Cronos cloud streaming, baby. I know all of you guys are super into that. Obviously a little bit joking because when we talked about it earlier this week, saw a lot of comments of people just being like, man, oh man, can streaming just get the hell out of here? We'll talk all about that. Quake II Remaster did drop yesterday. We'll talk about that, and that's something to be on the lookout for. It's priced very well, so we'll talk that in a little bit. And Lords of the Fallen, look, this is a game that I think looks really good. I just think the release timing for it is terrible with it coming out in October, but I think the game looks solid. We'll talk that at the end of this video as we have some updates on that as MP first got a hands-on that game, so more on that at the end of this video. But first of all, Tom Henderson noted on Insider Gaming earlier this week, PlayStation 5's cloud streaming beta officially rolled out to some PS5 users, and while we are only able to gather that the streaming will support up to 4K, Insider Gaming sources have provided us with more information in the streaming architecture. Internally named Project Cronos, the new streaming architecture aims to build a robust PS5 streaming experience that will serve as a major step forward in the company's growth in the ever-growing market. It's understood that with the development of Cronos, it began 5 years ago due to the complexity surrounding the PS5's SSD. The SSD is very fast. It created a new challenge that made it impossible for Sony to develop the infrastructure needed using the current technology on the market. Functionality, latency. This meant that Sony, under the Future Technology Group, designed a completely new network storage solution based on PCIe, which leverages NTB and the PS5 I/O co-processors. The final product is a custom storage server under the name Cura, which reads up to 5 gigabits per second with 1 millisecond latency, less than 1 millisecond, I should say. There's some more information as far as the sources go. They note a total of 28 data centers across 15 metros for the PS5 cloud streaming rollout, which it plans to fully launch the feature in fiscal year 23, which ends on March of 2024. So if you guys continue to hate the the game streaming coverage, I know that it's not up the alley for a lot of you guys, but this is going to be a major facet of all of these companies going forward. I mean, even Nintendo has their hands into game streaming, and while that has definitely seen a little bit of pushback with stuff like Kingdom Hearts only being available via cloud streaming on the Nintendo Switch and not available natively because those games can easily run on the Switch, you would think, but nonetheless, PlayStation 5 streaming, because it's just a part of PS Plus Premium with a host of other features, I'm interested to see how it turns out, but obviously we got to get it to a point where it is very accessible to a large number of people, because PlayStation Now, I mean, we've been on this rodeo for a long time. It's not like this whole cloud streaming stuff started yesterday. I feel like I can't remember the first time I utilized PlayStation Now, but I vividly remember it was on my PlayStation 4, and it was to try to play Final Fantasy 13. So, like, to go back that far, and I remember the experience back then being pretty sloppy, and that has to be, 2014, 2015 at the latest, so it's gonna take a long time, I think, for people to get sold on a cloud streaming. Right now, as far as the cloud streaming beta goes, it seems to me it's more of a, okay, cool, it's rolling out, let's see how it does, but is anybody of the mindset, oh baby, it's time to go to cloud streaming, I'm ready for the future? No, nobody's like that, so, it's gonna take a lot of time for this to be the standard. There's gonna be certain games that obviously you can play with cloud streaming, and it's gonna be more effective than, let's say, playing, a fast-paced shooter with cloud streaming, which I think is going to take a long time for people to migrate in that category, but we'll see how it turns out. Obviously, Sony is incredibly invested into it. Moving on from that, Quake II Remastered is available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Includes a new expansion pack, Quake II 64, and more, and it's priced at $9.99. That is an awesome price point. Developed by id Software in '97, Quake II is a critically acclaimed first-person shooter that introduces an entirely new science fiction narrative and setting. Now experience the authentic, enhanced, and complete version of the original. Experience the military science fiction first-person shooter enhanced. Get the original mission packs, The Reckoning and Ground Zero. Play the all-new expansion Call of the Machine. Get Quake II 64 for free. Enjoy online and local multiplayer cooperative play. Play together with cross-platform play and motion aiming ready. Experience the original game enhanced up to 4K and wide wide resolution support, enhanced models, improved enemy animations, gore, improved and restored AI behaviors, enhanced cinematics, dynamic and coloring lighting, anti-aliasing, depth of field, the original heavy rock soundtrack by Sonic Mayhem, and more. Play the intense military science fiction campaign Mankind is at War with the Strogg, a hostile alien race that attacked Earth. In response, humanity launched a strike on the homeworld. It failed, but you survived, outnumbered and outgunned. Fight your way through the fortified military installations and shut down the enemy's war machine. Only then will the fate of humanity be known. And play the all-new Call of the Machine expansion, a brand new Quake II experience from Machine Games consisting of 28 campaign levels and 1 multiplayer deathmatch map. Enjoy online and local multiplayer and cooperative play, motion aiming ready on PlayStation and Switch, and take Quake 2 anywhere with xCloud portability. Obviously, that's Xbox and Windows. Again, $9.99 for this, available on PlayStation as well, given that this is a Bethesda published title, but I would expect something like this to be available on PS5 and PS4. Get the most out of something like this, but that is available now for $9.99. And lastly, MP first got some insight on Lords of the Fallen during our hands-on session with the game, as noted on their website. Hexworks studio boss Saul Gaskin and creative director Cesar Virchosu answered how long it'll take players to complete Lords of the Fallen, noting the single-player experience for us, like, we know whatever enemy spawns, we know everything about it. Think around 25 hours. For a new player, it's going to be somewhere around 30 or more. Seeing that the tutorial area takes more than an hour and a half, for us it takes like 25 minutes, so we're looking, I have some 30 hours or something, 30 plus more or less. Then you have different endings, like you have 3 different endings depending on which factions you align with, so that's one of the replay values, plus the different classes, so you want to try different types of builds and etc. So Lords of the Fallen, in my opinion, looks like a pretty solid game. It's not like the first game had that much appeal. Like, I think a lot of people saw the original as kind of a mid-Souls-like game, and remember, that's when, like, Souls-likes were kind of blowing up, and you were getting a lot more of them, and Lords of the Fallen was an okay game, but I think most people saw it as a step below the regular Souls game. So, you know, this is a game that I think at any other time, like, let's say Lords of the Fallen came out early July, I think it would have had a lot more interest. The issue is, it's coming out in October, and that month just looks crazy, man. Assassin's Creed Mirage, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, like, all 3 of those aforementioned games, you gotta think those are bigger than Lords of the Fallen, and I just think it's gonna have a little bit of an issue with the competition that is coming that month as well. But I feel like Souls-like games, especially big-budget ones, are always gonna have a healthy level of interest, and hopefully if the game turns out well, that'll translate into the game doing fairly well, because remember that this is one of those games that, you know, if it's good, it's gonna be all over Twitch and people will be playing it and talking about it, so it does have that going for it. And so far what we've seen has looked rather good, and if we're talking about 30 plus hours of content, new game plus, replayability, that's something to be excited for. But that is gonna do it for me. Again, it looks like PlayStation and Sony is going, I don't want to say all in on streaming, but it's gonna be a big part of their business going forward. Quake 2 Remastered now available for PS5 and PS4, and Lords of the Fallen looking to be over 30 hours long with a lot of replayability. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.